going to do the shoe boxes tonight. There was a couple of things that I decided best to wait till tomorrow. So, I promise you tomorrow, we're not going to put it off. We're going to do the shoe boxes. I wanted to come on and tell you all. Nothing major happened on our end. There was just things that kind of happened today a little bit that I talked to my moderators and so forth, and I thought, let's just hold off till tomorrow. One of the things was also the hurricane. I am been through Andrew. I've been through Irma. The worst one was Wilma. The eye went right over in Coral Springs, and I thought people are going to be preparing for this hurricane coming in. The state of Florida as we know it is going to change once this thing rolls through. My heart and my prayer goes out. I was raised in Florida. That's where I was born. I have people that live in Jacksonville and Tampa or St. Augustine area. And I thought, there's maybe not as many people that will watch this tonight because maybe they'll see it coming through. They may be sitting and relaxing watching the YouTubes. But maybe not because of the hurricane. Hi, Kristen. So, hi, Sandy. So I figured out, let's hold off till tomorrow. I also have gotten the mama of Blessed to Crochet on board, and she is going to start helping me add things. Hi, Mon. Add things to the shoebox wish list. So we can get that up and running so that you guys can go there. If you do want to, send some things to fill the shoebox, you can. Hi, Brazy Girl. How are you? So I just figured out with all of that, I thought it would be best to wait till tomorrow. I promise it'll happen tomorrow. I'm not trying to legitimately put this off. Saturday, I was dealing with, I originally thought about doing it Saturday, and I had a migraine. And Sunday, I was just, didn't plan for Christina to come home and all that to happen. And then tonight, and I just thought, I want to be excited for the shoebox. Not that I'm not, but hi, Alfonso. But with the hurricane coming, people preparing for it, I just felt as if, let's wait till tomorrow. It wasn't sitting. And I even went to my mods and said, what do y'all think? And they thought, I think you should wait till tomorrow. I wanted to hop on. I wanted to give people a place that they could come and talk. I want people to know this right off the bat. We will never on this channel ever disrespect or badmouth or talk about in any way, shape, or form another content creator. We are all here, and that's why I did the disco ball saying, we are all here to lift everybody up, not drag them down. And so we need to be respectful of that. Hi, Mrs. G. Of everything. So we're not here to bash anybody. It doesn't do anybody any good to do that. We are here in support because we have created a community. We've created people coming together. This is all about connection. And so we won't do it here on this channel. I'm grateful for everybody. Hi, Maria. I'm grateful for everybody that has come into our community. You guys are all rock stars. Y'all are amazing disco balls. I think that one of the things that I had said I wanted to do was do a stream this week and do called Diddy Drama, in the sense of, I'm not an expert on any of the legality stuff of all that, But we tend to get wrapped up in the drama of certain situations and things that happen in people's lives. And I think with all of that going on, Diddy's exactly where he needs to be. All of the victims that are coming out from that, all of the young people that have looked up to him, looked up to people in Hollywood that are nothing but just regular human beings. I think we've got to get to our young people. And, oh, I haven't done the Flowbee yet. And that's one thing I'm going to record is my mom doing the Flowbee, because my hair is long. You can see it. It needs to be good. I have baby fine hair, guys. Baby fine hair. Believe me, it looks like I've got no hair, but I need to get the Flowbee. Or I need to get the Flowbee on it, but I just haven't had a chance. But I have baby fine hair. It is like so baby fine that it looks like I've got no hair if I don't put hairspray on it. But I just think we got to get to our young people and start being the role models, not the people with the mansions and the cars and all that kind of stuff, because money doesn't buy you happiness. It doesn't at all. And I think I want to do a stream from that angle. And I think that when we're focused on all of that comes through, thank you very much, Miss G, all the things that come through, guys, there are already people, and I say this very lightly, not lightly, I say this with a lot, because I've been there in the state of Florida. People sit there and say, well, they're under a mandatory evacuation. They should leave. And they don't. And lives are lost in that. But this one's different because there's people that don't have the means because they don't have a car, because it's been disabled from the previous storm, that keeps them from getting out of Dodge. I remember when we were going through Irma, it was probably, Wilma was scary because we got the eye. Irma was scary because the hurricane was coming right to us, and it was a Cat 5. And I said to my grandmother, we went to a shelter. I said, I ain't sticking around for a Cat 5. I'm out of here because this house ain't going to be standing. And I thought, the way this storm is tracking, and if there's one of the mods in here, go ahead and drop Mike's weather page if you guys want to keep track of what's happening. I'm even keeping track of what's happening even though I'm in Ohio, because I've got friends still in Florida. And you would think people would leave. Under maybe different circumstances they may, but there's people that says, oh, I can ride that out. And they don't realize the water that comes. It's not the wind, it's not the rain, it's the water, it's the surge that's coming through. And when we're focused on all this other drama stuff that happens, not that we don't need to be focused on it, we do. We're going to have a lot of people that are going to need funds and support and resources and all this kind of stuff, that if we focus the wrong way, we're going to lose what really needs to help. You know, I had a professor in college who was working with the top dog artists and the sound studios producer. Some of these artists and musicians actually hurt others and commit. Oh, that's just terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, and then there's all the trash. There's all the trash that hasn't been collected yet. I mean, this is going to change the face of if you go through it. And Mike's not a meteorologist, but he is somebody that kind of breaks down things. It's going to, if it hits where it's supposedly going to hit, it is going to be devastating for the state of Florida. And people don't realize that they're paying attention to the center line. But guys, if you are listening to this and you're in the cone, and get out of Dodge, because it's not worth it. There is nothing we have in this life worth your life. That can't be replaced. And so I've heard it where people just say, "Oh, I thought I could ride this out," and then later on, why didn't I leave? Oh, I went through this one. There has not been a storm like this since 1920. So our prayers and thoughts are with everybody. And I just figured out it wasn't tonight, was not the night. You know, as somebody who's coming on and doing some content, you got to know when something like doing that shoebox, as wonderful as it is, and we're going to do it, may not be the night for it. And if you have to reschedule it, reschedule it. Better than coming on and doing it if it's not sitting right. So, there was that. I know there's people from the Lifeboat. I know there's people from Relatable Reese. All people I love and I will continue to love and will support. We're all family when it comes down to it. And I want people to have a place to come talk here if they feel they need it. But we're not taking any sides here. I'm not doing it here. I'm not doing it on either side. They just need our support. Because my life is forever different because of the Lifeboat. And I have found some amazing people in the Lifeboat and on Relatable Reese. And they're all family. So we can come in and talk, but we can be respectful. And I'm not going to go into detail. It doesn't need to be. Those people that are a part of the Lifeboat and Relatable Reese know what we're talking about. And I'm praying for both of them. And they need to do what is best for them. And they have me here, as much of a lot of other people, I hope, with love and support. Nobody needs to be taking any sides. Nobody will here. I'm not going to. I'm a mod on both channels, and I take that with a lot of respect, a privilege, and an honor. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. So, and I love them both, and I love everybody on both of the communities tremendously. I'm very, very grateful for all the friendships. Born in Akron, South Carolina, town is gone. I know. And I think that there is going to be, I think Disney World is going to be impacted. Augusta's just got his electricity today back. Well, that's awesome. I think Disney World is going to be affected for months. I think that if this comes through Tampa, I think it is going to be devastating. And I just thought, no, this is not the night for it. I mean, I know what it's like. I know what it's like to sit there and wait for a storm to come in. We did not think, when Wilma came in 2005, and Josh was in Ohio, and we were texting back and forth. He's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" We didn't think Wilma was going to be that bad. And never thought it was going to come across over Coral Springs, Florida, and it did. We got the eye. It was a Cat 2 to a Cat 3. The first half of the storm, we were okay. The second half of the storm, my grandmother's screening twisted. There was a tornado that came through, twisted and went right in her pool. Now, her house was really sturdy. She had her house built. My grandfather, of course, was a veteran. and he had 100% service aggravated disability. So when the house was built in the 70s, that had to be built to VA standards, which are much higher than regular building codes. So, I mean, that thing was built with cement block. It was sturdy. But I can tell you, my grandmother had sliding glass doors literally around the patio, and those things were, oh, I thought they were going to blow right in. And that, especially when the screen came in and we had to go hide in a bedroom, it was very scary. That was scary. We were indoors for Hurricane Irma. We were in a shelter. We were actually in a special needs shelter for Hurricane Irma, and that was supposedly to be a Cat 5, but that shifted at the very end, and I was done. I mean, we've had storms here. We had one very close, probably very, very shortly after we moved up here. And it was literally bad storm. And it was actually a tornado, and it came through. I mean, it was, it was done and gone. Not that I like those anything less than the hurricane, but the hurricanes, you're waiting. Hi, Crafty, how are you? You're waiting and waiting and waiting for the storm to come and see where the track is. I remember with Irma, it was about a 5-day track. We were waiting to see where this thing was going to land because it was directed and it turned at the very end. And we had a king-size bed, and Josh and Christina and me and Jordan was on the bottom of the bed all sleeping. We're nervous wrecks. Then having to go into this hurricane shelter. And with Wilma, we were out with lights. And I was working in a hotel. And they needed me. So I'd have to go to the hotel, which they had full electricity, go to the hotel, and then they'd have to give me a room because after my shift was like 3 to 11, and after 8 o'clock at night, you couldn't be on the roads. There was curfew in. So you had to stay in the hotel room while you were working there for a couple nights because you couldn't go out after the curfew was over. So we had the curfew on, and at least we were able to do like, I think they had a laundry room there that we were able to use, I think, or at least have showers, warm showers and stuff like that. But Christina and my mom came over and had a warm shower and stuff like that. But yeah, I had to stay in the hotel room because you couldn't go out afterwards. It was just everything. I mean, there was one where we were with the neighbors, like little shed, literally got picked up and literally flew over somebody's house in our neighborhood because we went and stayed with my grandmother. It was scary. We couldn't. The roads were so there's no. It was bad. It was probably one of the worst ones I was in my life was Wilma, and it was my family member bought my mother a tree, and a palm tree, and my mother planted it, and I think she named it Wilma. We have a picture of Christina standing by Wilma, and we have pictures from that storm. There was I agree. There was I mean, my grandmother had these trees. Mind you, they built the house in the 70s. Trees that they had built. I'm not kidding you when I'm saying that the things were like huge. We've got pictures of the roots just coming right out of the tree, out of the ground. And Christina is standing by it like this, and the root, unbelievable the size. She would stand right by it and show her little body amongst how big these roots were. It was unbelievable. All those trees down. We had no electricity for probably about a week and a half. And yet I could say it was mild compared to what's going to hit, where it's going to hit. And out of all the places to hit, Tampa is it's kind of the worst case out of the whole state of Florida. But it was bad. Wilma was bad. Um, and you know, um, I that was just no. I mean, every time a storm happens here, I kind of get a little nervous because I'm like, we don't have a basement where we are, and I'm like, oh, I think to myself, what if something happened? We just go in the bathroom, and have had to a couple times, but I don't miss preparing for hurricane season. Josh used to go get, he used to go get water, at the beginning of this hurricane season, bottled water, all the bottled water we needed. It was a great thing, even though I fussed a little bit when he first did it. All the bottled water we needed, right? And he would put it over in the corner and say, that's the water for a hurricane. And it would stay there. He'd get that in April, or May, somewhere around in there. And he said, that's the water for the hurricane season. Nobody's to touch it. And then that way, if a hurricane came about, we had all the water we needed because everybody scrambled for water. You would go in the stores, there'd be no water. And so he would get all the water. He'd go to Sam's Club and get it, and he would pile it up. And then if no hurricane happened, then we could go, hi, Dawn, then we could go and do, we could drink it. Then we would drink it the rest of the time if there was no hurricane. But if there was, yeah. And we would have that. But I just pray for everyone that's going to be affected by it. I remember Wilma was during the day. Hi, Matthew. Wilma was during the day. And I liked at least the storms during the day because you could see what was going on. And if you had didn't have the what was it? You didn't have the the storm, there's the shutters up and everything, but it's going to be devastating for the people in South Florida. It really is. No, fall is still here. Fall isn't done now. Listen, I had this up when I announced the Fall Fest, and I just haven't put it away yet. Hi, Mary. How are you? Yes, absolutely. Have some tree pictures from the tornado. Hi, big family exploration. How are you? Yeah, 2 weeks till winter. I can't wait for winter. I know it sounds a little bit. Hi, Mary. Hi, Ohio Travels. How are you? I find I love winter because I actually if it gets a little warm in the winter, I'll actually open the window by my bed and get that nice cool air at night. Oh, I love that. I love that. But yes, we need to be praying for all the people that are going to be affected by the storm. I just I know what they're going through to some degree, the anxiety, the aftermath. I've never been through a Cat 5, but I've been. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you can get that cleared up. I know what the anxiety is waiting for a storm to come. You're sitting there waiting to see where it comes and then having to go through it and then having to be without power. But I was never in a hurricane situation where I came and everything was destroyed. Now I've been through a fire and come and the home I was living with burned to the ground. And I was left with pretty much nothing. So I kind of know what that's like a little bit. But Dachshund is demanding out. Well, that's good. I'm glad that your bank knew it was a scam and they were trying to do it in Utah. That's crazy. I've had that. I had that happen one time, and I was just in another state and I caught it. It was some crazy something or other. I can't remember what it was. It's a while back ago. But I don't want people to think that I'm not going to do the whole the shoebox. I just made the decision that it was probably best to just hold off a night, let everything kind of settle with everything, and let's focus on let's focus on what's about to happen. This natural disaster is going to bring stress. It already has. But after it's over, it's going to be devastating. It's going to be life-changing for so many people. Speaking of Milton, I don't know if it's going to come to me. I live in the east. Well, hopefully it doesn't. But this is a very wide system. That's why I said from the beginning, if you haven't found Mike's weather page, go watch him. He was extremely helpful to us when we were in Florida. And it is a wonderful page. He's not a meteorologist, but he breaks it down very easily for people to understand what is going to happen. If you guys, he's just a average Joe, but he does very well of explaining to it. Yep, I hope it doesn't too. I hope it stays the same. Thankfully, my North Carolina cousin just got the electricity and was put on oxygen the week before the hurricane. Oh my goodness. I'm glad they got their electricity back. I love the crochet pattern behind. Yes, this one I found. We live in an apartment setting, so I had to do something for my little studio in here. It's our little studio for Blessed to Crochet. And so I had to do something to make this wall prettier than what it is. And this is just a simple little granny square done vertically. And I'll show you real quick. You can see it's just hung up there like that. And then it's down there like that. And I'll show you guys. This is the computer. The one that keeps trucking along and is older. I just have two. I just have, my ring lights up there. And this computer that keeps trucking along. And there's the base back. And then there's the wall divider that I use for the picture divider. And all I did was I just put crochet. I used some scrap yarn, just filled it with crochet pieces, just corner to corner, simple. And I used the room divider, and that's it. But that's the computer that I don't always like, because it's slow, just like me. It's old, but it's working. So you don't need much, but that's the little thing. So at least I can, make it presentable when we do go on. But I just haven't taken these down. I was thinking of maybe leaving some fall leaves up for a little bit longer when we do. I'll probably take this one down back behind me, but it's fine. But when I did the winter announcement for the fall fest, I wanted a little fall leaves because I wasn't going to go outside and try to do it. So I got on the computer tonight. I have a Chromebook. I went on there starting to try to do a little bit of scheduling. I'm trying to figure out a way to get to put some things that need to get done. And I'm going to do a stream on scheduling and getting things done. Hi, Hodge Homestead. Getting things done when you are dealing with a chronic illness. And I've been a little sidetracked because I have had some time-sensitive projects when it comes to crochet one of them, I got a person needed 3 blankets and done in a very timely manner, and so I've been kind of focused on that. I was glad to do it, but I've had to kind of focus on that. Mrs. G, my aunt, was in the same boat, no power. She just been put on oxygen. They finally got it out of their North Carolina cabin, and they're back home in Clearwater. They're evacuating again soon. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know when we had Andrew, there was they're not native to Florida, but we had what was it? Australian pines listed, all the way, down the all down the street, and the got knocked over, which ended up knocking over a power line. And my grandfather was a quadriplegic, so their bodies don't release. They don't have, multiple sclerosis. They just don't work like our bodies do, to be able to tolerate, heat and all that kind of stuff. So they were going to think about having to put him in the hospital till they got the electricity on. But they worked tirelessly to get the electricity on, and he was one of the first. We were one of the first people to get it on, because he was on a special list because of his medical needs, and they were able to get it back on. So, did I miss something? So that was awesome that they were actually able to put it back on. That was a godsend, because we were about sitting there ready to go. Did it not pop on my phone? Hi, Jimena, how are you? Did somebody gift a membership and I didn't see it? Because if they did, thank you all very much. I didn't see it. It didn't show up on my phone. If it was gifted, because I saw Crafty got it. Or Crafty, excuse me, I saw Crafty didn't have one, and now she does. So if somebody did gift a membership, thank you so much for pulling out those gifted memberships. I just thought it would pop up on here, and it didn't. Oh my goodness. Whoever did, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Aquarius. How are you? Thank you for gifting a membership if it did. I thought for sure it would, but I guess it didn't. So whoever did, if you gifted a membership, thank you so much. I'll have to go back. Oh, Brazy Girl gifted 10. Well, thank you, Thank you, Brazy Girl. It didn't show up on my phone. Dang on it. Dagnabbit, as Pup Groomer would say.
Dadgummit.
She told me she has fiber. Oh, like Mary. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mrs. G. Well, welcome to all our new members. And I'm going to tomorrow. I'm going to do the gifted memberships when we do the thing for the shoebox. But I'm surprised it didn't show it on my phone. Well, that stinks. That's rude. I'll tell YouTube that. But thank you very much. And I don't have my little outro to play, but we'll just dance, right, like we do, throwing them disco balls around. Brazy, you're awesome, and we love you. But I just pray for everybody that they're just going to be safe and sound, and God has them. And one thing Mike said, and he said, is don't just when I'm in my computer. Oh, that's awesome. I will become a member just when I'm in my computer. How exciting. Awesome. Just don't be stubborn. If they're telling you to evacuate and you can evacuate, your life is more important than anything that we have here. It's not worth it all. It's not. So our prayers are with everybody. We are, guys, we're about 50 hours away from 4,000. So if anybody wants to take any one of our playlists and run them, and you haven't watched something, go back and watch it. We're 50 hours away. And we'll, so anybody that wants to watch those things, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it tremendously. So I'm getting Mom to help me a little bit because I'm just realizing I can't do everything. I'd love to be able to do everything, but I can't. Milton is hitting the south of my country very hard too. Please be safe. All, yes. So you're not affected, Jimena, hopefully. I know they were thinking it may hit the Yucatan. I learned a lot from Mike's weather page. I was very grateful. You know, when we were going through Andrew, there was a meteorologist, and his name was Brian Norcross, and he was extremely helpful. That was one thing Mike said today. He said, I'm not a meteorologist. So he said, don't go by me, but find a meteorologist that you would feel safe with, that you like. They tell you like it is. Find it on your channel, you know, your local news, and stick with that person. Because they're going to tell you, they're going to keep you up to date with what it is. No, I'm not close, thank God. But I have family there. Oh, we'll be praying for sure. Absolutely, Jimena, we'll be praying. So, you know, guys, just, oh, please, just let you run if you all can't watch. Mary Plum deserves this so much. Really given her on Blessed to Crochet. Well, thank you. Yep. To me, it's the connection. You all know that. The connection is what's priceless to me. And I said from day one, I said, Mom, anything that comes, I really didn't think when I started this that we would even be at this place. We're about 6 away from being at 1,100. We'll be fully monetized, I really do believe, by the end of the month. I never thought for a million years that we would do it. I just thought, I'll put it up and see what happens. And when I started seeing what happened, and I knew that this was going to come around, I was like, you know what? Well, go get some rest, Mrs. Sunrise Dawn. I said, Mom, if it comes, you're going to get it. I want you to have it. I can't touch any of it. Don't want to touch it. I want you to have it. And you do what you need to do. If you need to get a new pair of shoes or whatever you need to do with it, if you got a bill to pay, you do whatever you need to do. And that's the way I wanted it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to have anybody think anything high and mighty of myself. For personal reasons, I cannot take it. And I don't feel that those reasons need to go on YouTube. But I am disabled. It's what it is. You know, I had every intention of coming live on Saturday, and I had a migraine that was not going to allow me to do it. And Sunday, I was really tired, and so I never know what my tomorrow is going to be. That's a really hard thing to do, and try to work any kind of schedule. To be able to say, well, I don't know what I'll be. Will I be up to working tomorrow? I don't know. When I stand, you'll see me if I'm standing at a register or somewhere I'm having to stand. I always stand and I'll rock back and forth because I can't stand any length of time. Hi, Mo Love. Any length of time in one place without my back hurt. So, unfortunately, there's reasons why, for me, working would be very difficult. But I don't want to take any of the funds. I can't take any of the funds. I want them to go to my mom. And down the road, I hope my mother's here for 150 years. And I said this to Christina the other day. I said, when my mother's no longer here, then I want to be able to turn this over to you and say, here you go. You have it. And to me, the thing I get out of it, that you guys, the connection that I have with you all, has been life-changing. It has really helped me. It helps me every day. I don't hide in a corner. I don't sit here and, or do anything. I'm involved somehow in the connection, and it helps me. You guys help me so much in just that. I don't need anything else. I just am so grateful for your friendship and connection. That's all I need. And if I can give back along the process, then I'm thrilled to death. And we will. That's why we're doing the shoebox. That's why we have other plans to be able to give back some way, somehow, because I think it's so important. And I want to be able to do the YouTube chatter, because I want to be able to document our journey. The reason why we are sitting where we are is because there's a lot of things in the back. Well, I'm thankful you're my friend too, Mrs. G. A lot of things in the back that we have done and connected outside of our circle. That's why we're sitting. We've made connections with homestead channels and fishing channels and, different genres on the YouTubes, and gone into chats and connected with people. And that's why we're sitting where we are, because can everybody hear me? Hopefully. That's why we're sitting where we are, because we've stepped outside of our circle. And I've connected. I've met some wonderful people that I otherwise would not have met if it hadn't been for, going outside of our circle. Can somebody give me a 5x5? Make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, I wanted to make sure. So I've gone out. Yeah, I've gone outside and I've gone outside my circle. And that's what's... Thank you! Everybody's about ready to say God bless you to Mr. Blaster Crochet. I've gone outside my circle, and that's why we're sitting where we are. We've gone into Tuber Chat and spent 2 or 3 hours connecting with people. We've gone into, we've gone and gotten on other channels and made other connections and fostered those. If you want to be successful at doing this, going and putting your link into a chat, as wonderful as it is, and you would think somebody's going to drop your link and you're going to pull out 40, 50 subscribers, you're not going to do it. What you're going to do is going in and making those connections with other people. That's where you're going to grow. You grow in the connection part of it. It's the truth. She said that's a tornado sneeze. You haven't heard anything till you heard my grandmother. So, it's the connections that's how you grow, is by making those connections and showing up. And I'm grateful that I have a community that's understanding of this person here. When I've said, okay, I'm going to do this, and for some reason it's either had to been postponed or it's had to be rescheduled. Now, we talked to Patty today. She's feeling better. She said that the chemo pills brought a lot of pain and nausea. That's why she had to stop. So she is feeling a little bit better. She is down in South Florida, so she's not in where the storm is supposedly hit. She'll still get some effects. She has water. She has supplies. Hi, Yoda. She has supplies. She has water. She's set to go, but she said she just couldn't tolerate the pain. She was in a lot of pain on the chemo pills, so that's why she had to stop them. And again, this is terminal stage 4 liver and lung cancer, so whatever time she has here is precious. Now it was her daughter's birthday today, my cousin, so I doubt she'll be listening to this, but happy birthday, cuz. And if she does, right? Happy birthday, cuz. I'll raise a cupcake to my cousin. If she does check this out. But anyway, happy birthday. It's her daughter's birthday today. So, you know, I thank you for all that. You all, I thought about it, and I thought, I think that if I think we've only scratched the surface, honest to goodness gracious, of what we can do with this whole YouTube thing. And I'm seeing more and more channels come on to the fact that you can do this. You can make those connections happen and come together. And they're realizing the importance of doing live content and bringing it together. Now tomorrow we'll do the shoebox. Then I'll redirect you over to Kim's, and then every Tuesday, Leonardo, I think that's how we say it, Homestead, does a live. Hi Isabel, does a live. And last time, wasn't this time, it was the previous one, I went in and had a blast. So they put a StreamYard link in, and I'll probably head on to there at some point and go and join them tomorrow for a little bit and join them, and then we do yes, that'll be fun. We do everybody does one. Now I know that there's been people that have kind of been hesitant to co-stream. My feeling is this: I think you can co-stream as long as a majority of your content is not co-streamed. I really think that I've had no issues or any problems. They haven't done anything yet. I think you can do it, but if that's all you're doing is getting onto somebody's live stream where they're co-streaming, and then that's all you're doing, there's not any other content, I think that you have to have a little bit of that with a lot. Now, probably if I was doing it more, and that may happen as we grow the channel, I may make choices to say that we won't monetize that live if that's going to be an issue, but I haven't come across anything. I know it was a problem, but again, if StreamYard is allowing it, they're not going to do something that's going to jeopardize your channel. So I will probably head over there to their live, and I think they usually do about 9 o'clock, so I'll put that on there. So it'll be a busy night tomorrow, but that's okay. That's okay. It was a lot of fun last time. I really, really enjoyed it. Met some great people. Really did. And we will do this thing, right? We're going to do this whole thing called Connections. And can I just encourage you, if you're coming off the lifeboat or coming off of Relatable Reese, y'all, let it just love both of them and just be there for both of them. And it'll be fine. Okay? And that's exactly what this girl is going to do. I'm very grateful for both channels, and I'm very honored and blessed to be a mod for both of them, and will continue to do so. And, this storm is going to hit. I hope people are going to heed the evacuation notice that is going to come through. I really do. And Brazy Girl, I don't have my song to play for you tonight, but I will play it for you tomorrow. So even though it was missed tonight, because I was on my phone, and why it didn't show me on my phone that you gifted memberships, I don't know, but I will tomorrow make sure that I play that just for you. Just for you. We'll play the thing. When I go through the YouTube thing, I don't have the ability to access any of that, but I will play it for you tomorrow, for sure. And I'm going to be uploading on Saturday all of the quotes that I need to get caught up on. I started to. Y'all been proud of me tonight. I actually went onto my laptop or my little Chromebook, and I found my calendar, and I said I got to find a checklist or something, or I got to keep something so I can go and say, okay, you get this done, and you get this done, and you get this done, and then I got to sit down with Mama and show her. If you all want to go over to the Shoebox Live and just give it a thumbs up, even put a quote, that'll only push it out in the algorithm a little bit more. You can go there and look. I know the feeling. I have a lot to get uploaded, and I need to get ones from Bellevue Street Fair yet. Chris, you and I have to do go out to have lunch one day. We found out that we live not very far from each other. Ohio's Travels with Chris, and I got to meet her, and that was really awesome. But I've got to get with the quotes and sit down and get caught up, and I'm planning on doing that. But it'll all get done. It's just, and you would think that, the Shoebox Live, thank you. I got sidetracked for a minute. If you guys go in there and you look at the list that is for the girls and the boys, if you see any of that, yes, hit the like button. Thank you, Brazy. Do the YouTube things, hit the like button. Subscribe. Why not? We have a bunch of fun. If you guys go to that and look at the girls list and the boys list, and you go on Amazon and you see anything that you think we can add, go ahead and email us the link for the Amazon, and we will go ahead and add that into the list. And I'll explain how it's going to work tomorrow, but I hope to film one. It'd be nice to film one for a boy and one for a girl. But I just think it'll be cool every year to maybe say we filled 2 this year, we filled 4 next year, we filled 6 next year. Continue to grow it, right? And if you need your cookie, if you have a cookie recipe, send it, because we're going to do the cookie collaboration. Hi, No Face, how are you? And there's going to be, I thought about it today, because I was kind of thinking, I thought, you get to a point where you're like, well, what else, what other topics to discuss, And there's going to be times where we're just going to come on and just let the chat not control the narrative, but control the discussion a little bit. Guys, this is your chat. And I've said it, I've heard Tommy say it. The magic happens in the chat. It doesn't happen behind the camera. You guys, if you have something on your mind, if you want to discuss something, if you have a topic, when we get done with a live, go back and say, this would be a great topic. Can we discuss this? Now, I may not always feel equipped to do that, but if I feel equipped, I will. Or if not, maybe I'll find somebody to come on. You may go live tomorrow afternoon. Okay. If there's somebody that you want white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, that sounds good. If one of my mods wants to draw exclamation point cookie 24, that's the cookie recipe form that you can fill out and send it in for the cookie recipes. But if but if you all want to, if we have a discussion to discuss, put in the comments. We'll discuss it. If there's somebody, like, I would love to find somebody that would be interested maybe to talk about horse riding and especially working with equestrian therapy for special needs. Well, if there's somebody out there that has a YouTube channel that talks about it, email us. I will gladly have it on. If you're somebody that goes interesting places and would like to contact us and we could do something together, I'd gladly do it. Absolutely 100%. And there's the form. They're dropping it right now. If you have a cookie recipe, you just send it in. If you have a picture, you can email it to blessedtocrochet@yahoo.com. And it's however they come in is exactly how we're doing them. I have several. But again, when we can get enough to put in a cookie recipe, not a recipe, a cookbook, then we would like to do something good with that. If the people would allow us to use it in the cookbook. And I think that's one of the questions. So, I can't always promise a topic, but I can promise one thing. We're always going to find a way to connect. Even if it's just coming in here and shooting the breeze, it's connection. And maybe there's somebody struggling with something. If you are, don't suffer in silence, guys. There is no need for it. There is no need. Heading to bed. Well, have a good night, Chris. Thanks for stopping in. There's no need for it. You don't need to suffer in silence. I did it for too long. Way too long. And not that I didn't have my family. I have a wonderful family. But it's a very big difference. It's important. It's important to have family. How do I know? Wait, hold it. Backtrack. If you have family that's supportive, yeah, cookie book, yeah, that's what we're doing. No Face. What we're trying to do is, if we get enough cookie recipes, we're going to put them in an ebook on our store to be able to download as in the merch store, through our merch store, and then we're going to take some of the funds and give some of it to Broken Hearts Ministries, which helps with the homeless. That's a YouTube channel that has a ministry. Then we'll take a portion of it and give to the Gary Sinise Foundation. So we're going to try to do something good with any of the profits that come in for that, the proceeds. If you're blessed to have a supportive family, wonderful. If not, you find your own family. You make your own family. I'm blessed. I have a tremendous, wonderful, supportive mom and husband and daughter and family. But where I was missing out, now mind you, my husband's my best friend, and my daughters and my mom are, best friends in that sense. I needed friends. I needed that connection. And it has been, there's no other way to say it, guys, other than life-changing. And it sounds, how can that life change? How can it change your life? It has. I can't remember the last time I sat and said, nobody wants to be my friend. Because I know it's not true anymore. If you don't like me, it's fine. I may not be for everybody. That's okay. But I can guarantee you the one thing that has come through is, you know what, Mary, you have a big heart. And I said that to my daughter recently. I said, you know what, Christina, you have a huge heart. And that shows through. And I can be intense a little bit sometimes. I can talk and have the gift of gab And I love you too, Crafty and Brazy Girl. I love all of you. Um, and I can be a little intense, and I can kind of tell you like it is. There's a couple people I've done that with, you know. And so for somebody that's a wallflower, I may not, they may not know how to handle me. That's okay. But guess what? I'm who I am at the core. I'm proud to be me because everybody else is taken, right? We're going to get to that. I don't have those tapes running through my head anymore, and I have you all to thank. I'm not sitting there going, nobody wants to be my friend. I've got so many friends and brothers and sisters. Goodness gracious, I love y'all. And I that has a lot to be said for why connection has been so life changing. And I would have thought, you know, yeah, I spend a lot of time crocheting, but I also spend a lot of time connecting. And those days when putting on clothing that isn't soft. Hi, Dawn. It's been a long time. I love that. Girl, we can all be intense, but always stay true to who you are. Like I always say, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I do know I'm someone's. That's how I look at things now. I love that. How are you, Dawn? It's been a minute. I haven't been on your stuff. Guys, it's been crazy. Like I said today, there's not enough time in the day. I'm sitting there going, this has got to get done. This has to get done. I've got to sit with my mom and have her help me. She's learning more and more about Canva and all that and stuff. And we're going to start back on the shout outs tomorrow regularly. Now that kind of Fall Fest is kind of done. Christina got on one and I got on another one. So the 22nd, she'll be drawing for everything. Yep, I love that No Face. No Face was an attempt for 10 years. In the snow and rain in Washington, I found self-pity digs you into your own grave. Help the person that you think you should help themselves because sometimes they can't. Absolutely. We all have the power to help each other. When you are in a position, and I know this sounds, hi Sharon, how are you? When you're in the position where you get up for the day and you go, okay, I'm going to put my feet on the floor and I'm going to hurt today, right? And I can't tolerate anything. I have clothing, guys, that is very soft. Soft, loose clothing because it's all I can tolerate. The touch of clothing hurts my skin. If that even sound, I think that that's how can clothing hurt somebody's skin? But it can. And so there are days where I'm like, nope, can't handle that. It has to be soft. I have to have very loose clothing. And so me being able to go outside doesn't always happen, or it depends if I've been underneath stress, well, that makes a flare-up happen. And so I'm not doing to get anybody sympathy. I'm just saying when you're dealing with that and you don't have the energy to go out and go out and socialize. Please, I'm tired. Last night, past couple of nights, Josh has had some sugar fluctuations. And so usually his little Dexcom will go off with the baby crying, which we don't have any small children in the house. So when that happens, I'm going right over there. I don't allow it to stop me. I don't. I get up in the morning and I do what I can. Yes, and I'm thankful. I'm so thankful I'm here with everyone. And so I've kind of fallen asleep, and then he's kind of either the alarm's going off or he's woken me up and said, I need you to go get me something. So last night I brought him like 2 things of juice, and I said, here, in case you have in case you have a crash in the middle of the night, here's juice and here's some Cheerios right now because I need to sleep. So that was really helpful. I got a really good night's sleep last night. It was the first one I'd had in about 4 or 5 days because my husband's been having a lot of, for those that don't know, a lot of knee issues, so I've had to do a little bit more. I don't allow pain to stop me, but I do listen to my body. And I say that with, I still get things done. I have several blankets that have got to get done. Like I said, one person commissioned me to do 3 blankets, and there's a time limit on that. There's the one I've got to finish knotting that has to go out in the mail. I don't allow pain to stop, but if I am, one thing that happens with my body, and it may not happen with everybody else's, but with mine, and I actually learned what it was, is when my level of pain gets up enough, my body gets really cold. I mean, like really cold. And I will literally be shivering. And that means that my body is, it's almost like your body's taking energy to deal with the pain. So when it happens like that and it gets really cold, then it's using up the energy, it's using up the heat. And so if that starts happening, I know I've got to go take my medicine and I need to get in bed with as many blankets as I can tolerate. Sometimes it can be 4 or 5 blankets on top of me. And I need to stop moving for about an hour to 2 hours. And that'll take that long for my body to kind of stop and reset itself and warm up. So if that starts, I have to stop everything and go take care of me. Because if I don't take care of me, then I can't take care of anybody else. So when that starts, if I have something on the schedule, or whatever little schedule I have, but if I have something going, I have to reschedule that, stop everything and put that on the back burner and take care of myself. One thing I have found out, and it's been greatly helpful, I can tell you, is my migraines have reduced. Yay! That's all I can say to those things. I was getting one probably 2 or at least 3 or 4 times a week. And that could have had to do with stress and everything, and I still get them. But I have done my little trick with my yogurt hack at night. I take my 1 cup of non-fat yogurt. I can't do the sugar-free mix, so I just do the regular Jell-O mix. I love the Dove vanilla bourbon pudding mix. I love that one. Oh, it's so good. Probably one of my favorites. And it's only like 4 points on the Weight Watcher scale. And I lost another pound too. So I think it's like 6.5 I've lost so far. And with Patty coming, I kind of got off track, but I'm getting back on. And I take the 2 tablespoons of the pudding mix, I put it in the yogurt. I add a little bit of milk, and I add 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And I have been doing that for a while, and I have noticed that my migraines are getting reduced. I'm not getting them like I was. So I don't know what it was, but ever since I started that, the migraines have very much reduced themselves. I am not getting them like I was. And the 2 tablespoons of the semi-sweet chocolate chips, they cost me about 2 points under Weight Watchers. Well, thank you. Welcome in, Nobot. The 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips may cost me 2 points under Weight Watchers. But heck, if it gets going to reduce the migraines to that was the first migraine I've had in a week, I will take it. I will gladly take it. And I have my little concoction at night, and I absolutely, it has reduced my migraines, and I am grateful for it. I am very thankful for it. I don't know what it is, but I'll take it. Because them 3 or 4 days a week, that just, you don't get anything done. And my husband will be the first one to tell you I will push through pain. But I also have learned that I got to take care of myself. So I'm thankful that for Mother's Day he got me the Chromebook, because that's been very helpful. When I'm not having a good day, I can still be productive with the channel. And I like today, I started putting up regular take a break shout outs on there. And I did a new little picture thing for that. And I wanted to make it really easy so that my mom could do it really easily and set those up. But today I did that, and at least when I don't want to turn on this computer that is so slow, just like me sometimes, I can have my Chromebook there and get things done, which has been very helpful. And I worked on the blanket a little bit, and I modded a little bit today, and so I don't let it stop me, but you shouldn't let it stop you. But guys, listen to your body. Listen, if your body's trying to tell you something, it's trying to tell you something. And I said to my husband last night, I love you, but here's some juice. He didn't need it, thankfully, but I said, here's some juice. And I fell asleep about 12:30, and I slept till about 10 o'clock this morning. I was that tired. My body must have needed it. So anyway, and I'm going to schedule at least one or two, to do like an after hours kind of chat, maybe like a midnight chat or something like that. It may be on the phone, because then I can go out to the living room where my husband wants to sleep, he can. But I was thinking of doing like a afternoon, or a late night chat. I'll try not to do it when Kristen Melinda's going to do hers, because when she's doing hers, I like to go over there. And I was thinking about kind of doing an afternoon little chit chat, maybe a couple times a month, and maybe trying to do one morning one a little bit, or a mid-morning one or something. It's hard because the lifeboat comes on sometimes in the morning, and sometimes you don't know when it's going to pop on. But well, we love you. So if you're coming on, I don't want to come on. You're a late night person? Yeah, I tend to be I tend to have the problem of the insomnia bug that happens. So, that's just, I've never been a morning person, ever. My mother was like, Mom, I'm not a morning person. You were having a birthday. I missed this past weekend, had an appointment Saturday. It wore me out. Well, honey, you've also been recovering from being sick, girl, and you've had your new schedule and your son. You're a busy girl. You've gotten over that cold, but you're gonna crochet a little bit live tonight. Well, I can try to catch it. I'm gonna get off here in a few minutes, and I thought I was gonna get further than I did today, but it didn't happen. I was like, where did the day go? But I will, but I figured I wanted to come on. I didn't want people to think that live that I've told, I promise it's going to be tonight. No, I promise it's going to be tomorrow, is not going to happen. But there were just several factors that I figured out. I think it'll be best to wait. And I think I made the right decision. I really do. But if you want to go to that live and you click on the list that the Samaritan's Purse suggests for the girls and the boys, and you want to go on to Amazon and do a little research and send us the link, we'll be glad to add it to the wish list. Late night starting blessed to crochet. Absolutely. We've done it. When Kristen gets feeling better and we got to do another, you and I got to do a little, we have so much fun. Her and I have so much fun when we do a chat too. That's got to happen one of these days. Because that was a bunch of fun. So, you know, it comes down to the connection, and I don't know if we'll ever, you know, we're not always going to have topics, but we're always going to connect. That I can promise. The topics may not always be there, but the connection always will. 100%. And I'm down for it, guys. I'm down for it. Connection is wonderful things. And hopefully the leaves have turned, but not enough for me to make a trip down to what is it? I can't think of it. Down to the down to Berlin. They're just not in. They're not there yet. But we are going to make a trip down to the Amish country when the leaves are a little bit more turning. We were out the other day, and it was like, it's too hot. It needs to cool off. It was still a little hot. So I don't want to go down there until I can really say that they're pretty much turned. So, but anyway, so I'm going to get off here in a bit. Crafty may come on, so go over there and check her channel out if you haven't. But I'm just going to really encourage everybody. Let's be focusing on trying to find ways in order to help. You went and the leaves are already in the peaked on the ground. Most of them are on the ground already. That's sad. Just encourage everybody to make sure that we can look out for ways to help people that are going to be affected by the storm. We need to. I think sometimes it needs to be the people, not the government, trying to help with the disasters that are happening. If you're part of the lifeboat on Relatable Reese, it's not a side issue, guys. This is just being there for both of those people that we both love and care for and be there to support, as well as we've all become a community and family, and let's stay that way. Let's be respectful and kind and loving and supportive and show the community and the people who we are and shine like a disco ball, shine like that beacon of light. I love my lifeboat family. Tommy's like a brother. I love Reese, and I love the community that's been built there and the friendships I've made. And I'm going to be supportive and loving to both of them. And they need to do what is best for themselves. And we need to allow them the space to do that with nothing but just love and support. No judgment. There is no judgment here. There's no judgment that needs to be made. No sides that needs to be taken. Just one thing. And we can do that. Just extend love and support. That's it. Because if people come in here to this channel and start, knocking any content creator. My mods have full permission to show you the door, right? And I don't say that meanly or unpleasantly, but it's just not happening here. You'll be asked to stop, and if you don't, you'll be asked to leave or shown the door, very respectfully and lovingly, but it's just not going to happen here. We're here to lift people up, not drag them down. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of YouTube channels. I don't agree with all of them. I don't subscribe to all of them, but you're never going to hear it here. I have a very different perspective of what it is like to do this now that I'm behind the camera. Very different perspective. And I have great respect and props for anybody that turns on that red button and gets in front of the camera and does it. Mad props. And so I'm going to, we're going to give shout outs to channels that we like, channels that we feel have good content. But there are hundreds and hundreds of, and yes, you are No Face. And I'm not saying that to anybody that's here. I'm just saying this on a whole. You know what I mean? It's setting the ground rules on a channel. Because everybody here has been nothing but stellar. But and I'm surprised I went in the YouTube app and nobody decided to. Sometimes when you do the horizontal, you have all the trolls in the world, right? I'm just saying that because I want everybody to be respectful, and they have been. It's the way I feel. I just have mad props for anybody that does this. And so, if it's, there's millions and millions of YouTube channels. But I have great respect for everybody. Now I did post a YouTube channel that I found, and I did give them a shout out. They have 24 subscribers. And you know why I did it? Young man sitting there with a tie, right? Sitting there with a tie, and he's leaning back. And he says, I need subscribers to keep this channel going. And I thought, young man, if you're going to be on there and you're just trying, and he says, I don't know what content to put on. So, I gave him a shout out, because I thought, he's just doing it. It's called Backyard Boys or something. They got a couple videos up, but I thought, you know what? Give him a little bit of a boost. So I did that one. They don't have a lot, but I just thought, there's this young man. He's sitting there with a tie. He says, I want this channel to grow, and I don't know what to do. And we'll just give him a little boost. We'll show him a little bit of Blessed to Crochet love. So anyway, I did that one today. We really try to look for channels that have that have less than 1,000, or lower channels. We try to look for that. No, I understand. It's nobody here. It's just a ground rule that my mods know about, right? That says, come and be respectful. You all have been. And for the most part, we do have a respectful chat. But there's just that respect that carries over, that I want to make sure that people know that here, this is what we're going to do. And for the most part, I've had, and I say this because we've had one that we had to be able to kind of, and I'm not going to go into that, and they did listen, and I was grateful for that. But I just think that when you do this, you have a very different perspective of the YouTube from this point of view. It changes how you look at it. Very different world. So it's I want everybody to be respectful and kind, and they have been. And I'm grateful beyond belief. Got an amazing chat. I tell you what, I got the best. I got the best mods, and I got great friends, and I'm so grateful I have found y'all. I really am. Love you, No Face. Really do. But, and there are people in this chat that, it was a little tough day today. And so I'm just want them to know they have a place if they need to come talk. And it's going to be okay. And at the end of the day, we're still all connected, and we're still family. And that's all that matters. And if this is a place you feel safe to come chat and talk, I've done my job, right? I've done my job, because that makes me feel good. When people feel like they can come in and say, you're genuine, we feel safe place to come talk, you're not suffering in silence, then guess what? I've done my job. Because that's the whole reason why this was started. It wasn't to show you how to crochet. It was to show you and have a place where people could feel that they could come in and talk, so that nobody had to suffer in silence. That's the reason it was started. And I think we've done a pretty good job of that. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you, that's for sure. So tomorrow is going to be a busy night. We've got the live at 6:30. My other keeper will be on at 8 o'clock. And then I have to get their name right, Leonardo, I think that's what it is, Homestead. They do something later on, so I'll probably try to hop onto their collaboration. You feel like you're being hugged by a bunch of strangers. Well, I'm in Pup Groomers chat, so I shouldn't be a stranger. And I've got it. I've gone to sleep the past couple nights before I've gotten in to say hi to Jen. So I'll probably be up by the time she comes on to stop on and say, hey, how you doing? So anyway, well, thank you all for stopping in. We had a great little discussion, haven't we? If y'all can watch anything of us, we would greatly appreciate it. We are so close. You're in Pup Groomers, well, head over to Pup Groomers. If you're looking for some more conversation, head over to Pup Groomers and do a Pup Groomer doesn't hug me. Well, you know what? We could do a little. We can still give you just a virtual hug, right? Everybody needs a hug. Hugs are good. Letting you know somebody cared is even better, right? That's what we're doing here. We're showing that, you know what, somebody cares about all of you, because I know I do. So head over to Pup Groomer. Tell her it's a room raid from Lester Crochet. I will see you all tomorrow, 6:30. We are going to do it. My prayers go out to anybody that are going to be affected by the upcoming storm. My thoughts and prayers go out to you. Remember that, remember to stay connected, everyone. It's so important. Stay connected. Be proud of being yourself because everybody else is taken. Thank you for having us covered. We got you covered. And yes, hi Crystal, how are you? It's good to see you. And remember, and I'm just about ready to get off. But just remember that we want to make sure that, and I love it, we'll start doing that hashtag, Hooks for No Face. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. And again, guys, anybody wants to watch anything, we greatly appreciate it. Have a great night. Brazy Girl, thank you so much for the memberships that were gifted tonight. You guys are awesome. You're awesome disco balls. You're awesome rock stars. I love y'all. Have a great night. Stay connected, y'all. Bye-bye.